Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about 7 different ways to get promoted faster in the military. Now, a little background on how I can talk about this. I got promoted to sergeant or E5 in 3 years and 2 months at a time when most sergeants or E5s in the Marine Corps, especially in my MOS, were looking at 5 or maybe 6 years to be promoted to sergeant. In fact, I know friends who got forced out of the military because their time just ran out because they couldn't get promoted. Now, I'm not saying that to say that I'm amazing by any means, but I did get a meritorious promotion. I was a contract PFC, and I did some things right. Now, I'm still ahead of where I would have been promoted had that stuff not happened. And even though I've had some injuries and clearly not the 140-pound stud that used to be able to outrun everyone through those injuries, I'm still doing very well in my career field. In fact, I still, over the course of my entire career, have been in the top 20% of almost every promotional report I've ever gotten. I've been number 1 on several. I've been the distinguished graduates at various courses, and I've done very well. Now, I say all that not to say I'm amazing, toot my horn, oh my goodness, but to say that I at least understand how the game is played in order to ensure you have a good chance of getting promoted. So I hope this helps you out. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. This is down there, little button. And then click the little bell, and you'll get notified about new videos. There's no doubt that the military is a great career opportunity for high school graduates. There are great benefits, job security, and plenty of opportunities for advancement. Obviously, the faster you get promoted, the more pay you receive, and the better your quality of life will become, because even as a staff sergeant, my life is better, for sure, than it was when I was the new guy. Here are some of the ways to get promoted faster in the military. The first is contract PFC, or E2. And there are 3 ways that you can earn a promotion before you even go to recruit training. You can either have 15 college credits, or you can refer some friends for enlistment, or you can become an Eagle Scout. Now, I was an Eagle Scout, like within a month of becoming 18 and being ineligible to get it, but I got it. Now, credits in becoming an Eagle Scout are pretty self-explanatory. The referrals are a little bit less understood. If you have friends that are interested in the military, or have no idea what their plans are, and they don't know what they plan on doing after the military or after high school, you can give their information to your recruiter or bring them into the office and sit down with them. And if they decide to enlist, you can earn a promotion to E2 once they survive the medical entrance processing station MEPS, which not always easy, so hopefully they're not super medical messes. Now, the fast track Lance Corporal method, there are some ways that you can get promoted to E3 really quickly. The first is by graduating as a company honor graduate. That means that you're the #1 recruit in the entire group of people at recruit training. This isn't easy, but it's attainable. One of the guys that I enlisted achieved it. He was actually the oldest guy that I sent to recruit training, and he made it happen. Now, you need to stand out as a competent leader and to become the guide in your platoon. And then if you can remain in that position for the entire time, you'll be eligible to compete against the other guides in order to become the honor graduate. You can also become an E3 by referring people to your recruiter after boot camp. Once you're a Marine or other services, they can reward you with a promotion to E3, which will help you out, obviously. But if you're already an E3, referrals can still earn you points towards your next promotion or recognition letters. Now, I've done all of this. In your official military record, this stuff can get documented, and it will help you with future promotions. So just by telling people, hey, you should join the military if you're thinking about it. The next thing we're gonna talk about is fitness. Now, as I said, I'm not in the best shape of my life right now because I blew out my right knee running the marathon on like mile 9, and then I blew out my left knee hiking and running down a hill with a rucksack, and I had knee surgery. And it's been, I'm just last weekend was the first time I've been back on a bike now in, almost, well, no, over a year. And I'm still not even allowed to run until next month. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm talking from experience, not from my personal fitness level, because I got a little bit of ways to go to get back there, but I will be there. Now, a good way to ensure that you're always ready for promotion is to maintain your level of fitness. The military is all about ensuring you maintain a solid fighting weight and remain as healthy as possible throughout your entire career. Some people have pointed out that it can seem as though the military puts almost too much emphasis on physical fitness. They say there's times when it appears that physically fit service members will get promoted faster regardless of their competency. But there is a simple solution to worrying about this. Be the person who's in great shape. Seriously, if you maintain peak physical fitness, you'll be healthier, you'll feel more confident, you'll look highly competitive for promotion, you'll be able to lead physical training and slay everybody, and just what's not to love? Like, who doesn't like the idea of being in good shape? So if it helps you get promoted and get paid more, there's your incentive, get in shape. That being said, the military does understand that you may get injured. from time to time, and they will still expect you to ensure that you just don't let yourself go, which is why I've still made height and weight for the last year, even though I've been injured. You know, it's not always easy, eat a lot of lettuce, whatever, but it works. The next way to get promoted is Message to Garcia, which is a widely distributed essay by Albert Hubbard that was written in the late 1800s. This essay has even made it onto the professional reading list of the Commandant of the Marine Corps. The message of this book is simple: accomplish the mission. But yet many struggle to understand this concept. The book discusses the idea that if you are given a task, you need to exhaust every possible means of accomplishing it. Rather than going back to your boss and saying, hey man, I need some help, I ran into this problem. You say, hey, I ran into this problem and I overcame it and I didn't even need to tell you about it, so I made it happen. Become resourceful and solve the problem yourself. Don't even bring it up, just make stuff happen. For example, if you were tasked to go pick something up from supply, you didn't know where supply is, Google it. And if Google doesn't work, ask somebody and figure it out. Don't simply quit and wait till your boss asks, hey, did you get that task done? Oh, I didn't know where supply was. Wrong. You need to think of terms of how can I possibly get around these obstacles in order to accomplish this mission, rather than letting the obstacles stop you in your path. Too often, service members and just people in general will run into obstacles and then use it as an excuse for not accomplishing the task. That is the wrong mindset, and you have got to change it. A service member who can problem solve and accomplish any task without supervision is definitely a service member who will find themselves getting promoted quickly. The next point is extreme ownership. Jocko Willink's best-selling book, Extreme Ownership, is a book that you have got to read and read and read again, and then implement it in its entirety. The main premise of this book is that as a leader, everything is your responsibility. You need to take ownership of everything that happens to you, because of you, or around you, in order to lead successfully. Undoubtedly, you have had a leader who would just throw subordinates under the bus when something goes wrong, but that same leader may have no problem taking the credit when a subordinate does something well. Now, these weak leaders, and they are weak leaders, are not looked upon too fondly. So you need to avoid falling into this trap by owning and taking full responsibility for everything around you. One of the examples in the book is that a service member who is late to work because of traffic. The unusual traffic may not have been the service member's fault, but it is their responsibility to ensure that it doesn't happen again. How, you ask? Leave home earlier in the future in order to give yourself a buffer in case of traffic. Now, that's the mindset of extreme ownership. It may not have been their fault, but they're taking responsibility in order to ensure it won't happen again. It is incredible how much better you will feel and how much your subordinates will appreciate you as a leader if you can take ownership of everything around you. The next point is just to know your shit. You need to be competent. This sounds like common sense, but it can be surprisingly simple to hide in the shadows in the military. If you're average at your job, you may be able to just kind of skate through life, continuing to be average. You may get promoted, and you may feel like you're doing all right. The reality is that you're slacking, and you've just got to improve. If you aren't in an occupation where you want to keep learning more and more and more until you're the subject matter expert, you should be looking for another career field. Even if you're in a job that you don't love, you should become an expert in that field. If you're the go-to guy or gal in your shop when opportunities for promotion come up, you will absolutely come to mind immediately. The more you stand out as somebody who can accomplish any mission and somebody that people come to for advice, the faster you will get promoted. It's that easy. The next point is dependability. Now, this is a Marine Corps leadership trait, which they are: JJ did tie buckle, judgment, justice, decisiveness, initiative, dependability, tact, integrity, endurance, bearing, unselfishness, courage, knowledge, loyalty, and enthusiasm. Dependability is right in there. The military thrives on dependability. If you can't trust the people to your left and right and that they will accomplish the task that they're given, your unit's cohesion is going to suffer. And for this reason, it is paramount that you can achieve any and all missions that you're tasked with. The more reliable you are, the more trusted you will be. If your leadership trusts you, they are much more likely to give you additional responsibilities. Now, if you prove to be dependable in these billets, then your evaluations will obviously reflect it. So take the responsibility, do well, and always, always, always accomplish the mission. Ultimately, if your leadership knows that you are a capable and competent leader, or Marine, or service member, or whatever, that you will have a much better chance and much better opportunities for promotion. And the next and final point, well, maybe not final point, I don't remember, is to go above and beyond. All of the above advice should afford you the opportunity to compete for meritorious promotions. You may find, however, that it isn't enough to get you actually promoted meritoriously. The competition for these meritorious promotions is stiff, and you will really want to stand out as somebody who performs not only really well, but above and beyond in all aspects of your life. So here are some ways to help you stand out. The first is volunteer hours. This is one of the things that every meritorious board looks at just immediately. They want to see that you're giving back to the community and helping represent your branch of service in a good light, not the guys out getting DUIs or trafficking people around, like good light, volunteering. So you should start volunteering for events. You could look for these opportunities through your base. If your base doesn't have any listed, you can volunteer as a coach for local sports. You can volunteer for coach on base. There's all kinds of opportunities, or even for like 5Ks and other races around town. They always need people to hand water or whatever. So not only will volunteering make you more competitive for promotion, but it just feels good. It's going to improve your quality of life. And maybe you'll meet some really cool people through volunteer events. Who knows? I guarantee the people who are volunteering their time are probably not schmucks like some of the people you'd find at a bar. So choose where you're meeting people, college or education as well. That should be obvious, but the military wants competent, educated leaders. Therefore, taking college classes will make you appear much more competitive for promotion. Sure, having an associate's or bachelor's or master's degree will make you very competitive, but even if you don't have a degree yet, simply taking classes will make you appear highly competitive and highly eligible and highly motivated, and that's good. Military education. In the Marine Corps, we have these things called MCIs, which I think stands for Marine Corps Institutes, which doesn't really make sense, but whatever. They're continued education courses that you can take online. These courses cover everything from physical fitness to automotive mechanics. They have advanced education courses for your MOS, along with math and spelling and everything that you can think of. They've got leadership for Marines, they've got whatever. The more of these courses you compete, the more motivated you will appear to the meritorious board. And it will show that you have a lot of initiative, desire to grow as a person, and even better than all of that, a lot of these count towards your college degree. They just check they're ACE accredited and they can count. So when I finally began my associate's degree, a large amount, like more than half of my required credits were already completed due to the number of courses I'd done. Another great thing is taking on additional billets. There are all sorts of additional billets that you can have in the military. You could become a safety representative, a command financial specialist, continual systems improvement rep like Lean Six Sigma, and these are all things that I've done, and much more. Those are the ones that I've done, as well as being a recruiter. Volunteering for additional billets in your unit will show that you are hungry for more leadership opportunities, and this will help you stand out as an obvious choice for promotion. Collateral duties. Some of you aren't gonna like this, but it is what it is. Collateral duties are those special duty assignments, SDAs, like becoming a recruiter, a drill instructor, a Marine Corps combat instructor for us, MOS instructor. The Marine Corps also offers the opportunity to become an embassy guard, Marine security guard. And those are all collateral duties. Now, these collateral duties will not only make you extremely competitive for promotion, but they have a higher amount of allocations for meritorious promotion every year. So if you volunteer for an SDA and you do exceedingly well, it will basically make you a shoo-in for promotion and quite possible to get meritorious promotion fast. Here's a brief overview of each of these collateral duties. Obviously, I'm a little biased because I did one of them, and that's recruiting. Finding the next generation of service members. You will learn networking, sales, communication skills, and public speaking, which are all huge. Now, as a drill instructor, you are training the next generation of service members, which means that you will learn leadership, management, mentorship, some speaking, just a lot of cool stuff. You also get really fit, and your voice kind of becomes froggy, and you talk like this. No, I'm just kidding. Combat instructors. This is a Marine Corps specific one. Some other people have combat, but we're the only ones who train every service member. Training infantry and combat arms MOSs, you will hone your skills as a combatant and leadership and mentorship. And then there's MOS instructors who are training new members in your MOS, and you'll gain a lot of MOS proficiency and credibility, leadership, teaching and speaking and all that other stuff. Embassy duty. Not only are you gonna get to guard the United States embassies around the world, and you could go to some really cool places, but you'll learn leadership, you'll learn security stuff, you'll become familiar with different cultures, you'll get to see the world, might even learn some stuff with like delegates and fancy people. Volunteering for these challenging duties will also show that you can perform well outside of your MOS. And being able to adapt to new challenges successfully is a trait that will certainly help get you promoted. The bottom line is this, guys. If you want to get promoted well fast in the military, You need to be really, really, really good at everything you're supposed to do, and then you need to do things above and beyond. You need to be motivated, you need to be inspiring, you need to put on a good face even when you're not in a good mood. You need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of those around you, and you just need to try. That's it, just try. And there's a very good chance that you'll get promoted. Now, if you have more questions, specific questions or specific scenarios, comment down below. And if you have an idea for another military related video or some questions or comments that you'd like to see, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and achieve success.